Well, congratulations. You've made it to the seventh and final day on the book of Leviticus. You can control your cheers and enthusiasm. I know it's not the easiest book, and today we're going to turn to the 25th chapter. And if you read this chapter, you'll see that it's about both the sabbatical year for the land and for the people, as well as what's known as the Year of Jubilee. And I want to share with you chapter 25, verse 5. Listen to what it says about the land. You shall not reap the aftergrowth of your harvest, or gather the grapes of your unpruned vine. It shall be a year of complete rest for the land. One of the interesting things, especially because we may joke about, well, what does Leviticus have to do with us today? You actually see in this ancient verse an early awareness and understanding of how you cannot just deplete and use the earth's resources unrelentingly without causing harm and damage. God, who created all things, knows this and commands the Israelites that every seventh year you are just to let the land rest and have a Sabbath. And you think of how God, throughout these early books of the Bible, builds in this idea of rest, of sabbatical. Every 7 days, human beings, we're supposed to rest. Think of how many snow days that is in a year. I feel badly that because of technology, kids aren't going to get snow days anymore. But every 7 days we're to rest. Every 7 years we are to give the land a rest so the land can restore itself. And when you look further into chapter 25, you hear about this year of Jubilee, when debts are canceled, when things kind of return and are allowed to restore and renew themselves. And this is something that's picked up then by the prophet Isaiah, who talks about this year of restoration, this year of Jubilee. And Jesus, when he's in his home synagogue in Nazareth, in Luke chapter 4, when he's handed the scroll of the prophet Isaiah, he reads Isaiah talking about this year of Sabbath, of Jubilee, of restoration and healing and redemption. And he says, today this has been fulfilled in your hearing. That Jesus comes to be the one who's bringing good news to the poor and release to the captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor. Finally, what's interesting about this Sabbath year and Sabbath rest is how necessary it is for us, especially when we don't realize it. Those of us who don't live so much in an agriculturally driven life, who don't live as close to nature, with our high-tech society and our modern life, it's actually even more important for us to take time to rest and to give the land and God's earth time for rest and restoration.